Hello everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the first LP of a new LP. I'm your host, KenMeister, and I have with us two guests today who are going to be co-commentating. Feel free to introduce yourselves.
Excuse me, you said first LP of a new LP? What? That sounded kind of redundant. But anyhow, I'm KenMeister LP. I'm the creator of this quest he's about to play.
And I am Mr. ESP Noza X, who does not know anything about these type of videos. So yay! Should be fun.
Great. I'm glad we have a wide variety of opinions here. Anyways, today we are going to be playing Neverending Fantasy by KenMeister himself. And without any further ado, I guess we'll just jump right into this. Legends echoed of a lost treasure hidden in the faraway land of Mystia.
Boy, it's a clad in like really ugly looking orange palette.
Wait, what? Many people, both good and evil, sought after it, but none of them ever returned alive.
Huh?
I was just making a compliment.
Ganon, the king of thieves, also craved this treasure. He was drawn to the rumors of a tremendous power the treasure bestowed. Fearing what might happen should he obtain the treasure, Zelda sent Link to Mystia to pursue him. But before Link's journey had even begun, misfortune struck. Oh boy. Rip.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Oh boy, it's Link's Awakening all over again.
What? Oh boy.
Why? So, are we gonna start off with any questions, or?
I don't. Is there anything you'd like to add? So, that's Liam.
Okay. Oh, where do you think we should start? As far as like, and as far as where the intro like happened, like the idea
Okay.
for the intro came to be.
How did the idea for this quest come to be?
The idea of this quest in particular, like the very first version of this quest was called Oracle of Secrets way back in the year of 2009. Like, it's almost 10 years old, god damn it. So, anywho, this was based on basically what I like to do is that, like, I collected a bunch of, like, strategy guides, and, favorite ones was of the Oracle games, and I grew up heavily on the Oracle games, right? And I always loved like how in the guides, like how they were laid out and stuff. So what I would do is that I would make up my own like little Oracle duology sort of thing.
What happened there?
Particular was like the Oracle of Secrets branch, and then another game would have been like its own thing, which unfortunately never came to fruition. This game had started off as like kind of an Oracle game series knockoff, but unfortunately, as I was still like kind of learning of like Zelda Classic, I'd already figured out how to like import tile sets. I was already halfway done with the quest, and I just kind of decided to stick with it. So instead, I decided to make like custom palette like adjustments, a few custom tiles here and there. Some of the new ones done with the help of Moose, like the ocean tiles, like you see here. But like stuff like the Link sprite you see here, for example, the recolors, the new shield and swords and items and stuff. Those were all done by me. But this was supposed to be like part of a duology series that unfortunately never came to be. And then when I realized later down the road that I wanted to try to give this quest its identity, because this, like, originally, like, the script of the first version of this quest was more like in line with something you'd see with Oracle of Ages. You save a maiden and then like generic plot stuff. I was like, let's add just a little bit more expositions, a little bit more done in the style of like 16-bit JRPGs. Completely different name and overhaul, since, you know, it seems like, you know, by the time I had was finalizing Oracle of Secrets, like I should have, oh hey, I'm not the only guy in this crowd making an Oracle of Secrets follow-up. In fact, so many other people probably thought of the idea before I did, so I changed the overhauled some areas entirely. So that's how it came to be, because at the time I was a big Final Fantasy nut. It came to be basically this well in 2.5 at all if you're playing the 2.10 version. So I went and decided, oh hey, this quest could use some more polishing, because Neverending Fantasy is kind of a clusterfuck, and it still kind of is to this day. I wanted to get to work on like porting it over to some features that made it negligible and like work, and I didn't want it to make it just a simple port. I wanted to add a bit more world building, some new modifications to the dungeons, some extra additional custom sprites, more secrets, basically expanding the world as you know it, more or less. And with the help of Moosh, who had came in and mentioned to me that this was a quest he grew up on and took a lot of ideas and inspiration from, he immediately jumped on board with this, helped me tremendously in like adding some new features. That's how this remake came to be. And quite frankly, with the amount of times I've done like in times, I think I'm happy to say that revamped is like something that needs thing.
Okay.
Speaking of which,
What are you doing right now exactly? I kind of noticed you're just sort of world hopping at the moment.
I'm about to enter. I think this was the first dungeon. I think.
That's the first dungeon. Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, first of all, why does the single-use candle use magic? Like, you can only use it once per screen, and it uses magic.
Well, to be fair, I don't know. Who likes to try and put every single item from ZC into the game. I'm kind of like, I guess you could say I have item phobia in the sense that I don't want to see something unused, but then like once I learned to like edit the sub screen and stuff in 2.5, I was like, too necessary anymore. But a leftover product of that, I thought to make up for that candle immediately after this dungeon. So it uses magic. Oh, not. I'd like to say I was generous enough with placing plenty of shops with where you can fill up your magic without too much.
So what's the idea with the first dungeon? Like a
first dungeon? The first dungeon is a fucking clusterfuck. Oh my lord. I don't even think I really got good design until, like, a good Zelda dungeon until level 5, basically. Like, level 1 would definitely feel like a bunch of, like, I guess. What had happened is that this was originally going to be, like, a basic dungeon. But then I realized that playing around with the custom rule set, there was something that let me play with the door restrictions. You know, like in Zelda 1, for example, where through doors in order to enter a new screen and so on and so forth. So I was kind of playing around with this kind of cave and like a one dungeon like combo hybrid, I guess. This is also kind of based on like one of my early drawings of when like this quest was still kind of like a childhood like sort of phase, I guess. Because remember, like, there's like 10 like games out of guides or whatever. Like I would draw this up on like little DeviantArt looking guides before and this was definitely one of those ideas at one point, but I didn't know how to execute something like that until I toyed around with that idea. And believe me, in the first this quest, the whole overhead layer thing, I didn't know how to do that, so versions of this game are really sloppy because like edit the tiles to where there would be like over the doors. It appeared to have Link just kind of walk over them like it's floor, I guess, another floor tile. So because I wanted to particularly for the first 4 dungeons, that's with these kind of hybrids. It was just me being a total noob with like the map, like features basically.
What dungeon was level 5 again?
What?
What dungeon was level 5 again?
Forgot a key, dude.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Well,
supposed to go through with the gorilla, you had to push a block.
Oh. Yeah, that didn't...
I've been talking that I forgot to point that out.
So...
Whoopsies.
What dungeon was level 5 again? Was that the Goron volcano?
Goron Volcano is level 6. Desert Temple's level 5.
Oh, I hated Desert Temple. Was not a fan of that dungeon at all. Loved the volcano though. That was...
Honestly, comparing versions of the dungeon and changed, I'd like to say. A lot of it was mostly just like cleaning up the area to where it looked a bit just like some of the cave tiles kind of flow a little bit better, more damaged looking terrain, so where it looks like it's more of a worn down looking dungeon than just placing floors all over the place and calling it a dungeon, I guess. They were mostly aesthetic changes, really. But towards the end, I think I added a block puzzle just to kind of like teach the player that they're going to be expecting those a bit later on in the game. So
oh boy, we're getting into dark cave territory.
Damn, that's a lot of enemies.
Yep. And I'm about to die at any second. So what's with the unmarked bus blocks?
the what?
The unmarked bus blocks. Like how you can only push this one once, but you can push that one many times. And I assume you can only push this one up and down.
Like with the one block on the left, and then like the middle, right? It would show the player that basically if like pushed that significantly different about the one on the left compared. But if I didn't convey that message well, I apologize.
No, it's just like, why was it unmarked? Like, they don't look visibly different at all.
Well, that's the thing. It was based on positioning that I entered the difference.
Right. Well, Hopefully we're almost at the end of this. I think we are. Like the nice side view cave though. That's pretty cool. Alright, I think I can just F6 here.
I was about to say, you better hit that F6 key.
Make my life a lot more easier. Alright, I'm guessing the boss is beyond here. Oh, Majora's Mask music. Nice.
Yeah, Moosh had helped me add in a boss script to where music would play and then stuff would trigger. Beat a boss without having to rely on like enemy flags. I did do some minor modifications to the bosses, kind of buffing some, giving them more HP so they feel like legitimate boss fights. I played around with the custom boss rule sets, but too horribly fancy, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't script to save my life.
Yeah. To be honest, very few of them hold up in terms of final boss. But I suppose that can't be helped. I'm guessing this is a remainder from the Oracle of Secrets, the elements.
Anyway, we kind of had to change because of modifications we had to make to the script to more differentiate it from an Oracle game to it being its own sort of thing. We had to kind of modify the purpose of you getting the elements. Really hard to come on a general consensus as to what would work and what would make more sense, but moved up the I would leap and secret treasure for plot devices work well in video games, right? So yeah, we eventually done that more or less.
Also, my favorite part one of my favorite things about this quest is coming up. I think I'll show that off before ending the video.
Guess we're gonna foreshadow it.
Pardon?
Or are you doing it right now?
Doing it right now.
Game.
Game.
Okay, so with Rupee Rain, totally actually not my idea at all. Basically, the dealio was aside from a few slice of final boss, 10 from Mooch to do much else. But Mooch had come up to me and addressed arguably the biggest flaw of the whole quest.
Making money?
Basically, yeah. So he decided to come up with this fun twist of creating this minigame. I did the music for it. But this whole entity here is more or less his idea. There is a reward that you can get.
For
Sort of a help.
For clearing the final game.
Reward you can get for all of this if you beat the hardest difficulty, and it's a pretty funny inside joke if anybody's never gotten it before. So we had to test these games multiple times to make sure we can gauge whether the difficulty flew well, too difficult. Instance where I could cheese the entire last game, because in the last game it summons tornadoes that. So my way of cheesing that is that I would give myself invincibility frames, and I wouldn't have to worry about getting flown off the stage at all. little adjustments like that, more or less, to keep the games from being overly broken. Do you think, are we going for 100% in this, or no?
Yeah, 100%. But I think I'll leave it off right here. Try out the other games next
Kill.
year. Alright, well, that's gonna be the end of this first episode. Got about 20 minutes of footage here, and I don't think it's screwed up. Doesn't look like it. Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be all for tonight. Thank you, KenMeister and MrESP for joining me.
Even though I didn't talk to most of the episode, I just didn't know, like, what is going on?
Well, it's an action adventure game.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
get
all it is.
Yeah, that explains everything.
that.
Alright, well, anyways, and thank you all for watching, and thank you guys for joining me. And we'll continue this some other time, when I have the time. Yep. So, yep.
Yep, later.
Actually, I think we already have a question for when the next thing's gonna happen. Right here. The name says it all.
Hey, if you need thumbnails, Tael, just be sure to ask OM James, because he's kind of like our designated thumbnail creator for the whole channel, so.
Alright.